just finish up a couple stretches. I love that me doing my video every morning inspires me. I'm hoping it inspires you, whoever's watching this morning, to do better things and to be better things and to instill good habits. And because it's so easy for me to cut a corner. It's so easy for us all to cut corners and not make our bed or not, I don't know, pick up the trash or do our stretching or go to the gym or wake up with gratitude or go to church on Sunday or pull a weed or what have you. And just doing this show every morning is a reminder to me to stay on task. And maybe, ultimately, that's what the purpose of the show is going to be, to hold me accountable to the vow I made to myself or to God or to the universe 5 years ago, to get a little better. And it's doing a good job, because this morning I was thinking how they don't want to watch me stretch out in the morning. And maybe that's true. But either way, I started stretching while my coffee was brewing. I'm going to do a couple more here, and I'll talk through it and stretch if you want, change the channel if you want, do whatever you want. You can even start your coffee without me, but I'd appreciate if you'd be patient and wait for me. But I'll leave that up to you. Let me do a couple more stretches. I think these are especially important for me because my journey's starting today. And I'm canceled my Planet Fitness membership. And it would be so easy to stop working out and lay in bed and sulk and let life happen. And while it's important, I think you let life happen. I think God gave us a rudder for a reason, and it's to steer the boat. And the seas are going to be rough from time to time. But as long as you have some faith and you have the rudder in your hand, I think you can get to where you're meant to be. So hold on, a couple more. And again, I'm going to be, I've been calling this a side plank for a while, since I started stretching on TV or on phone. But it's really called the side angle. And it's good, and it opens up your side bodies and your legs and your a little bit of everything. And I rock into my favorite position, the Trikonasana, which always causes my hip to pop, which feels real good. Really stretch it back. It's a great twist. It's a great opener. It's great everything. Let's go on the other side, and then I'll probably call it a day. Side angle over here. And again, I've talked about it before. Yoga, I think yoga's a good thing. I talk a lot about running or weightlifting or cardio or what have you. But I think yoga is something you can do at all ages and all abilities. And it's such a great mix of flexibility and strength and balance and mental stuff, because you're really feeling your body and focusing on your breath. And it really feels so good. Here we go. Pop the phone down. See who's hopping on. It's early hour on a Saturday morning. You guys should be all asleep. But thank you all for joining. And good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It's May 18th. It's 5:26 a.m. Happy Saturday. Good morning, RJ. This is a little show I've been doing for a long time. Show about me talking, sharing some feelings. I've incorporated stretching into my show, and thanks for those that tuned in early and participated in some of my stretching, or that are going to watch this video at a later date and go, hey, this dude's 55 and he's stretching every morning. He must have something figured out. But the truth of the matter is I don't really have that much figured out, but I do know I always feel better when I do good things for myself or the world or other people. And again, I talk about it a lot. It starts from within, and stretching your body and getting your mind in the right place every morning is a great place to start working on yourself and bringing your best self to your relationships and the world around you. So thank you for keeping me on task. Good morning, Mr. STT. Thank you for joining while we follow our own path. Hey, special thanks to RJ, who's one of my longtime viewers. Met him out for lunch yesterday, and it was on him. And I really enjoyed a big beef dipped from Portillo's with a large onion rings and a large chocolate shake. And I talk a lot about my, good morning, Keith, about my way of thinking. I'll call it a way of thinking about eating or dieting or what have you. And yesterday was a perfect example. I probably had an apple and maybe a banana for breakfast, and met my buddy out at around noon, and had a huge meal with just a whole lot of calories. I don't know what a big beef dipped in juice and large onion rings and a large chocolate shake has for calories, but I'll say 1,500. It's a lot. And it was so filled the rest of the day. I ate some fruit last night, but it was really the only meal I ate of the day. And it satisfied my need for indulgence and huge amounts of food. And but also I ended up being at a calorie deficit for the day. And yeah, I'll tell you, it works. It works. So anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. I'm using a Dr. Seuss One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish book to keep my coffee warm this morning. I think it's important to keep your coffee warm if you're going to do a coffee show and you're going to do some stretching and you're going to talk about what you had for lunch yesterday. So I usually like to cover my coffee to keep it nice and warm. But anyway, as I was saying, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. I'll let you in on a big secret. It's the French vanilla. I've been staying at my buddy's the last couple of weeks. Today's the last day I'm staying here, and I'm headed off on a journey across the country this afternoon. And I like coffee. Coffee's an important thing. I got a show and a cup called Coffee with Ken. And my name is Ken, and I like coffee. But anyway, have been buying boxes at Aldi of these Keurig cups, and I've had the Midnight Blend, I've had French Vanilla, I've had Caramel, I've had Hazelnut, and there were only 4 cups left in my little box container that we have in the cupboard by the coffee maker, and the first 3 of the 4 I grabbed were French vanilla. The 4th was hazelnut, but I grabbed 3 French vanillas in a row, and I figured it was God telling me I should drink the French vanilla. So that is what I've brewed. And I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's kind of funny. I took 2 sips just to, because I wanted to. And then I put it down and I cover it back up and I put it over there. God blessed me with 4 children or 4 babies. And 2 are older, 18 and 15 with my first wife. And I'm the 18-year-old, she just turned 18 about 3 weeks ago, is graduating from high school today. And I'm going to her ceremony in DeKalb, Illinois, which is probably 35 miles west of where I am right now. And I'm excited to see her graduate. She's been sending me pictures all week, and she looks so beautiful, and she's with her friends, and they're posing in these cool scenes and beautiful sunsets. And again, I remember the first day she came out, and met the world, and I met her. She was my first baby, and I've been crying a lot lately. Just a scrawny little thing. She was like 6 pounds 15, and she lost a pound in her first week, so we were worried about her, and she was screaming a lot. I remember the first day, I don't know when it was, her mom went to the store and left me with her, and she was just a brand new baby. And I'm really good. I think I got a blessing with babies. If I'm sitting at a Starbucks, or I've done it on the plane, and mama's struggling or dad is struggling with the baby, I am not afraid to take the baby out of the parent's hand and hold it, and the baby usually goes, I don't know if they like me or they're just going, what the heck's going on? Where's dad and mom? And they are stunned to silence. But anyway, I think I have a gift with babies. But on this particular day, I didn't have a gift with my own. And she was screaming, and it was my first. I didn't have as much practice, so I'll cut myself some slack. Yes, I did, RJ. But I didn't have as much practice, and I remember just walking around with her going, it's okay, Aaron has a right to be upset, you have a right to be upset. And she was screaming and screaming some more. And her mom got home, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour later, and I'm like, oh, thank you for coming back. She wouldn't stop screaming. Good morning, Gemini. And that was my first real experience of, not first experience being a dad, but I still remember it. And we were living in our old town home in Lisle, and it was so good seeing her mama come back. And I don't know. I think she needed her mama at that time. And but anyway, she's a big, beautiful girl now, and she's graduating high school today. And her last day was Wednesday or something. I don't even know what's going on with kids these days. Seniors don't take finals, so she's out a week early. And her sister, who's 15, I FaceTimed yesterday, figuring she'd be at home, figuring school was done. But she was at lunch, having lunch with her friends, and she answered. I don't know if kids should be allowed to have phones in schools. Actually, I don't think they should. But don't think the world should have phones. I'm 55. I'm old-fashioned, or maybe just old. And seems crazy to have kids walking around school with phones. But anyway, it was fortunate at this moment because I was able to FaceTime her while she was at lunch, and she showed me who she was eating with. And I told her, I knew she knew about my trip, but there wasn't any one-on-one time where I could sit her down and tell her I'm going across country for several months and I'm not going to see her for a while. But she knew. Her sister knew. Her mama knew. And I was telling her, and I started bawling while she's on the phone. And I was I was a little embarrassed. I cry a lot, and she knows I cry a lot, so she was probably not that embarrassed. But anyway, I let her go, and I'm going to see her today at the graduation. And the point of this story wasn't about my tears or my older daughter or my second daughter or graduation or anything. My point was I was also blessed with 2 babies. And the littlest one is a little angel named Eve who's beautiful, and hopefully is going to grow up and look just like her mama. And she likes to share Dad's water. And if she sees Dad drinking a water cup She thinks we keep drinking till it's gone. And she'll sit there and go, and look at me. And I'll go, but Eve, I've drank a bunch of sips and I've given you like 7. We can put the water cup down. You can go play with your toys, watch some Elmo. I can tickle you, but no. She'll sit there and go at the cup, at me and at the water cup, and make me feel guilty and make me feel like I need to keep watering her. Which brings me back to my point. As an adult, we're able to take 2 sips of coffee or a third. Go like that and put it down and cover it up with our Dr. Seuss. And I'll say it again, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish book. I've heard I have a good voice, a soothing voice. I get messages every day saying, hey, it's so funny. I had a woman reach out and message me saying that my voice and demeanor or something is so calming, and she thanked me for it. And I mean, I'm getting better at accepting compliments. I used to always kind of feel embarrassed and make an excuse or what have you. But I wanted to tell her, I don't think calm is really what I would describe myself as. As a matter of fact, it might be on the other end of calm. Hyperactive, crazy at times, passionate, emotional, and calm. But either way, I've heard I have a calming voice. So I wonder how I could do episodes of reading various children's books to the audience. And maybe that could be my niche. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. What a lot of funny things go by. I think I could enjoy that. I think Dr. Seuss would be perfect. It's the right, probably length. Maybe. But either way, I'm just going to stick to drinking coffee and doing some stretching and talking about feelings and thoughts and what's going on in my mind and experiences and fears and waking up and gratitude and faith and joy and sorrow and highs and lows. Because that's what life is, all of that combined. All of life is that and kind of one salad of all those things. Wonder what kind of dressing we'd put on that salad. For me, it'd be blue cheese. Ken, I'm 34 in a few weeks. I'm an active drinker. I've pissed away the last 16 years of adulthood. I've got nothing to my name. Fortunately or unfortunately, I do not have kids yet. Is it over for me? Well, it certainly doesn't have to be over. It certainly doesn't have to be over. And I think you just saying what you've said and realizing where you are in life is a perfect first step. Is a perfect first step. Going, okay, I'm 36. I don't have any kids. I've been drinking for 15 years and I got nothing to my name. You're 36. I'm 55. I mean, I got a lot to my name, but if you're talking like money or things in the bank or huge savings, don't worry about that. That stuff can come. But I think the first step is recognizing you want to change. But the most important step is really committing to change. I have so many people reaching out saying, hey, I smoke weed every day, or hey, I drink every day, or hey, I'm this every day. And I go, well, do you want to stop smoking weed? Do you want to stop drinking? And usually, a lot of times they won't answer back. Because I think in most people's mind, and I ran into a woman at Portillo's yesterday, and she said she watches my videos from time to time and said she sees that I'm not drinking, and I used to be big drinking buddies with her husband, and we used to get drunk more nights than we should, and I do mean drunk. And I said, yeah, you just got to really want to do it. And she laughed and said she didn't want to. And I said, well, that's cool. Because I'm not out here trying to be on a soapbox or preaching or get people to do what they don't want to. But I think if you want to stop drinking or smoking pot or gambling or whatever vice you might have, it's totally within your power. You just got to really want to do it. You can't kind of want to do it, or you can't think about wanting to do it. Gemini, I believe your name was, you've recognized that you're not where you'd like to be in life, but how badly do you really feel that? Or how badly do you really want to change? And how badly do you really want to stop drinking, get in a relationship, have children, build a life you're proud of? And only you can make that decision. And I hope watching my show, and I appreciate you watching my show, hopefully gives you some hope or some inspiration or some whatever. But the only reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I said I want to do what I'm doing. It's not because I heard somebody on the radio or heard somebody. I said, hey, I want to see what I can do with my life. And again, I was walking with my dad the other day through a forest preserve. He's going to be 84 this year. I mean, he walked 2.5 miles and did pretty well. But age creeps up on us. And Gemini, who's 36 today, is going to be 56 tomorrow and 86 in a week, and wonder where his life went. And your life, you can either leave a legacy or leave memories that you're proud of, or you can just remember drinking and watching sports on the couch every day. And I can't make that decision for anybody. But for me, 2.5 years ago, I said, hey, I want to see what I can do. God blessed me with one body and one life, and I bet I can do better. And I knew I could do better without alcohol or pot. So I stopped both and really haven't looked back, and barely have been tempted. I'll put a barely out there, because a couple times I kind of wanted some, but it hasn't been that bad. And stopping vices doesn't have to be that hard. And I honestly don't believe you have to go to AA to do it. I think a lot of people probably keep drinking because they don't want to go to AA. They don't want to sit in a circle and say, hi, my name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic. Or hi, my name's Annie and I'm an alcoholic. And they think that sounds hellish, so they don't stop drinking. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to sit in a circle, and you don't have to tell your name. You can stop drinking when and if you want to. I promise you. But you just kind of want to. And you can do it with, I never was hooked on hard drugs, but I certainly was smoking weed every day, and I certainly gambled way more than I should have. And just decided I didn't want to do it anymore. And since then, it's been relatively, life hasn't been easy. Life doesn't change that much. We change. And when you stop drinking, life's the same. You still got bills to pay. You still got a flat tire. You still have, messes in the kitchen. But I think you have an inner peace and an inner confidence that comes from being proud of who you are and what you're doing and the direction you're going. And for me, the biggest turn in my road, or one of the biggest turns in my road, was stopping drinking and smoking pot. But I don't think I could have gotten to that choice had 2 years prior realized I was worth the investment that was stopping drinking and smoking pot. And I lived my life not thinking I was any better than that or worth more than that or needed it. And again, I talk about it a lot at the beginning of my show. One day, 5 years ago, I heard the voice inside my head and the mean things it was saying about itself. And the way I would calm those demons was smoking pot and drinking beer. And instead of on that day, I put on some positive affirmations and went for a walk and felt good about myself and heard good things about myself and realized I was worth it. It's a little more coffee. And Gemini, I promise you, if you're still watching, you're worth it too. But you got to believe it. No amount of me talking is going to make you believe it. You're worth it. And if, you're probably waking up feeling crappy every day, you don't have to look too far ahead to focus on the benefits of not drinking today. Tomorrow you'll wake up and not feel crappy. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling having dreams, both literal dreams and the figurative dreams of us dreaming of a better life or a better place or a beautiful wife or a charming husband or a college degree or a new career or a good relationship or a faith, because you get those dreams when you stop drinking and smoking. I'm not saying you can't have them when you drink and smoke, but I didn't have them when I drank and smoked. My only dream was having a bag of weed, a full bag of weed, and a 12-pack of Heineken in the fridge. I was living my dream life, and that gets tiring. Okay, Gemini responded back. I'll be honest, I'm not planning to stop drinking. I'm more upset with waking up at 34 and realizing I've done absolutely nothing with myself. Well, you got to make a decision what's right for you. RJ's asking if I ever considered going back to my school for the master's. Not even slightly. I got 30 years left in my life. I'm learning on the fly and learning every day. And I don't think what I'm learning can be taught in a classroom. And RJ, my classroom is 1,500 miles of pavement and grassy fields that lay between me and my destination. And I think that's the type of learning I'm ready for. I'm fairly well educated. I did well in school and got a degree from a good college, university. I'm as smart as I need to be, I can do multiplication like nobody's business. But I'm on a path for wisdom and experiences and lessons. And I think that's what I started focusing on a few years ago. And hopefully by doing this show, I don't know, I'm sharing some of those lessons. I never really wanted my master's degree. I think that's just, for me, okay, look, I know it looks good on a resume and it might get you a promotion at your job and make you more money. But I'll tell you, at 55, looking back in my 30s and 40s, no, I was focused on drinking and doing as well as I could at work and what have you. I'm not interested in a master's. I think you get a my mom had a master's and I love my mom. And I know a lot of people do, so I'm not whatever. But for me, it just never was of interest and just thought it was more schooling so you can get something that goes up on your wall and you can tell people that you got a PhD in something. Call me doctor. I have my PhD in finance. Call me Dr. Tracy, please. I don't actually have a PhD in finance, so you don't have to call me Dr. Tracy. But it'd be funny if you did. I often say being called dad is the thing I'm most proud of. And Coach Tracy was right up there. And I coached my daughter's junior high team 2 or 3 years ago. And now a lot of those runners are running at the high school level. And my daughters are now running at high school. I don't coach, but I cheer like nobody's business. And I see some of the runners that I used to coach, and they still call me Coach Tracy. And I just think it's the neatest thing. And I like that. I'd also like to be called Dr. Tracy, but I think I got to go back to school for that. And I'm not going to school today. Is the girls' state finals today? Huh? It's a good thing my daughter didn't make it to state because she wouldn't make it to graduation in state. I don't know how they do that. Um, but I'm excited about my day, and I have a really big day. A really big day because I'm heading off to the school of uh, the roads and grassy fields, and looking forward to it. And I've been staying at a buddy's who was kind enough to let me stay with he and his son over the last few weeks while I get ready for my trip. And I'm leaving today, and I'm going on a scooter, and I bought my top case and put it on the other day. And I packed all my things yesterday and did a trial packing because when you're traveling by scooter, you don't have much cargo space, but you do have some. It's a lot more functional than a motorcycle. There's a big thing about, I don't know if you can see, I don't know, this big and this deep underneath my seat. And I got a big top case on the back. And I put my blanket and my slippers on the lowest level and put my travel bag, but it's not really a travel bag. It's my main bag. These are for this trip because I'm going light, and put it in there and put my yoga mat on top of it. And in the top case, I got my helmet, my gloves, a second coat, sunglasses, a blanket, and some room for odds and ends that I still have upstairs in my room that I'm going to need today. And just for practice, I got a backpack packed filled with the clothes I'm going to need on my journey. 3 pairs of socks, underwear, t-shirts, an extra sweatshirt, all my backup toiletries, and all my main toiletries, by the way. I bought myself a new DOP kit. My main toiletries are in that DOP kit, which are in the bag. But my backup toiletries, my big bottle of lotion, my extra thing of toothpaste, my extra thing of deodorant, my Advil and Tylenol that I take every day to keep my body youthful are also in there. And they're going to be bungee corded, or they were bungee corded last night on the back seat of my scooter right between the driver's seat and the top case. And they fit snugly in there and were bungee corded in real tight. And I was sitting there looking at it, and I was just wanted to stare at it and say, wow, this is a thing of beauty. This is all I need in the world to go off on an adventure for 5 months. This is all I'm taking. And it felt good because I was a realtor for 17 years, and I had this computer bag that I carried around with cords and paperwork and mail that I didn't want to open and stuff and a computer. It was heavy, and I lugged it along, and I tucked it into the spare bedroom's closet of my buddy's house last night. I said, I'm going to leave this back here. I don't need any of these things on this trip. And I packed what I needed to bring, and the total is about 6 pairs of everything. And I'm going to do laundry while I'm there every week, or I'm going to be wearing some dirty clothes, but I'm hoping to be doing laundry every week, and travel light and get there on my scooter and get there by Thursday morning at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and experience a whole bunch of stuff that I hope I'm ready for. God willing, I'm ready for. I'm as ready as I can ever be. And really looking forward to it, although I'm terrified as well. And I've shed so many tears over the last month as I'm mentally saying goodbye to my life that is Illinois, and my babies and my big girls and my ex-wife and the gym and just the various Starbuckses. And yesterday I went to Starbucks in downtown Naperville, where I've spent a ton of time over the last 15 years. And then I went to the library, and I'm walking out of town saying, what a pretty town this is. I might miss it, I might not. But either way, I'm ready, and going to spend this morning drinking some coffee, maybe go to the grocery store and pick up some apples and protein bars. Hopefully they fit, and I'll find a way to fit them into my storage for the road if I get hungry or need a snack. And just get mentally prepared. And at noon today, I'm heading off to DeKalb. Going to give myself plenty of time to get there because it's, I don't know, maybe 40 miles from here. And it's kind of a trial run to what is the rest of my journey. And I'll be out on a 2-lane highway, the kind of which I'll be riding probably most of the way out west. And it'll be good practice. If I get there early, I hope DeKalb has a Starbucks because I might find it. And drink some coffee there. I wonder if I got money left on my app. Or I wonder if I have any stars that'll get me free coffee. But, yeah. And I'm going to go to the ceremony. I'm going to sit there. I don't know if I'm going to scream when Erin's name gets announced or not. She might not be pleased if I do, but I'm going to want to either way. And probably say goodbye to my girls and give them a hug and probably shed some tears and I don't know, hit the road, stop at the first gas station I see, fill her up, might shoot a live video from that gas station. And that's where my journey's going to begin, where I start the trip meter and know I'm going to get where I'm going, God willing, in 4 days-ish, 4.5 days. And about 1,500 miles later, I'm going to get where I wanted to be and needed to be and am meant to be. And super excited about it. So one more sip of coffee. It's Saturday morning. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. I hope you had a great, great week behind you. Hope you're excited about your weekend, but you're not looking too far ahead. Again, I was just talking about things I was looking too far ahead. I do a lot of talking, but I haven't figured it out. I'm trying my best to live in the moment. But it's hard to live in the moment when you know in 12 hours your butt is going to be cemented to a scooter for the next 4.5 days. But I'm still trying. And I would encourage you to live in the moment and enjoy your coffee today and enjoy the sun rising. And I don't know where you live, but we got the cicadas coming out in mass numbers here just west of Chicago. And I'm hoping to get far enough away from the cicadas that they're not thump, 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 hitting me in the face mask all along my ride. All right, I hope they don't hang out in cornfields and they just hang by trees. I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it, but I'm trying my best to be in the moment, and you should as well. So one more sip. I want to thank you so much for joining today. I hope you had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. You're excited about your Saturday. You're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.